Okay. Hi everyone. Our data set today is on Iowa liquor sales. We looked at a pretty large data set from 2016 of all the liquor sales in Iowa and all the cities. We ended up cutting this data set down because it was extremely large and focusing only on Ames, Iowa and Iowa State. We looked at 3 questions. What type of liquor is most popular in the cities? Is there a certain day and time that more liquor is sold? And what in particular could be causing a certain liquor to be more popular? So here's our original data set. We had to cut it down because it was over 17 million. So clearly you can see not really anything. There's not really much there that you can make out. Here we have a scatter plot of bottles sold by sales dollars, so not too much there. Clearly a little bit higher bottles sold contributes to a little bit more sales dollars. And then here we have bottles sold by volume sold, which is a pretty linear correlation.
So for our data cleaning, we selected the variables that we wanted. So first we filtered by city, as she previously mentioned, down to Ames, Iowa, and Iowa City. Then we selected the variables that we wanted, such as store name, category name, item description, bottles sold, and sales dollars. And then finally, we case-weighted everything, which is essentially changing the name of the category description so that it was pretty uniform across, so that instead of a certain type of rum, we then cased it as just rum in general. And we did that for all the different types of liquors so that we could then do the following.
So for our simple regression, we decided to look at sales dollars versus bottles sold. In our first attempt, you can see it's kind of jumbled and hard to read because we did decide to sort it by type of alcohol as well. So in the second one, we were able to clean it up, and as you can see, there is a positive correlation between all the different types of alcohol when you're looking at sales dollars and bottles sold. After that, we decided to do a cart tree to look at the amount of sales dollars to see which different variables affected it the most. As you can see at the top, volume of the different type of liquor was the most influential, and then after that it was bottles.
So here we looked at liquor preferences between Iowa City and Ames. Both are college towns, so as we would expect, vodka is the most popular. We were actually shocked by the popularity of rum and the low popularity of tequila in both cities. And as a whole, Iowa City generally sells more alcohol than Ames. And then here we did a side-by-side comparison, again, of like the 2 cities in each type of alcohol. And again, you can see vodka is the highest, with scotch and rum being some of the lowest.
Despite the difference in the types of bottles that were sold, vodka is the most popular. However, it shows that tequila, which was a lesser popular liquor, actually has higher sales dollars, which we found that to be interesting. And so we just kind of thought about why this might be occurring. So we think that possibly might have to do with just the quality. Vodka is a college student's choice, poison of choice, if you will, just because of how cheap a typical bottle could run. Could run between $10 to $15 versus for tequila, for a quality tequila, you might be paying $20, usually more than that actually. And so we just think that that might also reflect in why it's not a very common choice. College students might not necessarily have the funds to be able to afford a $20 to $30, $40, $50 bottle of tequila, whereas $15 bottle of vodka, that isn't so bad. And so we can just kind of see that some of the more lesser common things such as liqueur also doesn't sell as well, and we think for probably similar reasons, just that it's a little bit more expensive and college students can't run it, or even just being in Ames, Iowa or Iowa City, which typically has a lower household income, might not be able to swing that price. And here we can actually see the graph of sales over time. It's cut off a little bit here, but this starts January all the way down until April. And this should be, we were expecting it to be more so continuous rather than being as discrete as it is, meaning that continuous, it's supposed to be a continual graph as it's graphing time. So we should expect sales over time versus very specific dates, which is what we're seeing now. And so we went back and we looked at the data and we noticed that the dates weren't quite adding up. We realized that the vendors, they would report their sales on a very specific day versus reporting every single day. So for example, we looked and we saw that it seemed like every Wednesday or Thursday they were reporting their sales. So I think they're reporting their weekly sale versus versus their daily sales. And so when we looked at the data, we actually saw that there were 0 sales or 0 data points for Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. And so we thought, that's odd. And so we think that it might be a reflection of whether the store's policy or the store's decision to report their liquor, or it might be a state regulation of some sort that they report their liquor sales on a weekly basis versus a regular daily basis.
Okay, so in conclusion, we discovered that the most popular type of liquor in Ames, Iowa, and Iowa City is vodka. This is not a very surprising statistic because vodka is considered to be like a college-friendly alcohol. We also had difficulty determining what days were the most popular because of when retailers report their alcohol sales. So we assumed that Thursday, Friday, Saturday would be the most popular, but again, this was difficult because most of them report the same day every week. All this data can be found on our website. So every tab is numbered, and the first tab shows all of our original data sets. And then if you go to the second tab, that shows our regression and our cart. Okay, and then the third tab, it shows like what the drink of choice is and compares the cities side by side. And then the fourth tab, it shows the liquor sales and shows how it is not a continuous graph. And the final tab shows a conclusion again of the questions.